to make this video the pros and cons of doing YouTube or being a YouTuber. Now obviously I just want to give a disclaimer because obviously I do love my job so much. I'm incredibly grateful for my channel and all of you guys in the position that I'm in. I mean, obviously I feel like I don't even have to add that disclaimer because if you guys are my seashells, like, you know me, or if you're new to this channel, like, hi. But you guys really know me, and you know how grateful I am for each and every one of you, and how much I really do love filming and my channel. I mean, even through really stressful times in my life, like when my grandpa passed and when I had my surgeries and everything, I was still trying my best to be dedicated to filming because it's like my escape. So I do love it so much. That being said, there are some cons with YouTube, just like there are with any job. So I'm going to go through with those today. I will be going through the pros and the cons. Now, I guess I'll start off with the pros. I'll start off with the pros and be positive. So, let's see. First is obviously the fans and like the comments and the positivity and all of that stuff. When I first started my channel, I never thought it would grow to where it is today. I mean, when I was younger, I used to always like do my makeup and pretend that I was a YouTuber and like talk out loud and show products in the mirror and stuff like that. And I always wanted to be a YouTuber. I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And the fact that now where I am today, it's like literally my dreams have come true. And that wouldn't be possible with any of you guys. And that's something that I really, really love and also never fully could understand until you're in this position, because I never fully like understood how amazing it feels to have like so many people love your videos and care to watch your videos and stuff. Like, you can't really understand that until you actually start receiving a bunch of positive comments and all of that type of stuff. Like, I love receiving your guys' DMs. I love reading through all the comments. I love just talking to you guys and doing your requests and all of that stuff. Like, it's just such a nice relationship that we have, especially here on my channel. I find that, like, my seashells, like, you guys are just such an amazing, like, community. Like, you guys are just so amazing. And even new people who join my channel are like, oh my gosh, this comment section is so positive. And I love that. I love that. My seashells and anyone else can come to my channel and feel safe and loved in the comments and feel comfortable. Like, I love that so, so much. And I also love that if I ever do want to share something with you guys, like, for example, my issue with PayPal, or, you know, like something like when my grandpa passed and stuff like that, and I can talk to you guys about it, it's always nice to have that support and be able to talk to you guys. I mean, even though I'm not actually talking to you, it's like this parasocial relationship. Smokey Glow always says, it's still like a relationship, you know, and it's nice to know that, like, some of you feel that you need me, and I do need you guys. Like, it's just, I love that we have that relationship and that connection, because I really do, like, need you guys. Like, you guys are a huge part of my life, and you do make me feel so loved. And if I'm ever having a bad day, I can always count on, like, reading through my comments, or reading a DM, or opening, like, a fan letter or something like that. So yeah, that's the first positive, is just, like, the fans, the community, the relationships, like, the messages, all of that positivity is obviously a pro. Next up is networking. I would say that YouTube, and especially when you start getting more and more popular, is a great way to network, not only with other creators, but with companies as well. I've worked with many, many companies, and as someone who was majoring in business, that so when they reached out and we collabed together, it was literally like a dream come true, because I felt like Hannah Meloche, I think it's Hannah Meloche or Hannah Meloche or whatever, like, because I used to watch her videos in Summer McKean when I was in like grade 7, grade 8, so, and I just, working with these brands that you've always wanted to work with is obviously a huge pro. Okay, next is flexibility and just working for yourself. I don't think it's a secret that YouTube is definitely a way easier job than other jobs. I mean, I probably only work on filming and editing videos, I don't know, maybe like 5-6 hours out of the week, whereas a normal work schedule is like 8-9 hour days, you know? So obviously that's a huge pro, and I mean, like, I do other work, like replying to comments and stuff like that, but I mean, that's really easier compared to like an engineer or something, you know what I mean? I don't think it's a real secret that YouTube work is definitely easier, and I am aware of that. I'm definitely self-aware and incredibly grateful. And I would say that it's kind of like a pro, but it's also a con, because I know that YouTube doesn't last forever. That's why I'm getting a degree, but I won't be as prepared going out into the real working world, because obviously I will be having to work way more for way less money. So it's a pro and a con, but that's why I always think that you should like get a degree or have a backup plan, obviously, because YouTube just, the chances or the odds that it'll last forever is like, it really won't. I don't see myself doing YouTube when I'm 45 years old and have a family. I will probably want to be doing, hopefully, like my clothing line or a cosmetics line or something, but I mean, who knows, if my channel's still doing good, I would obviously still do it because I love it. But, you know, you just have to think of these things too. It's also a great way, especially with ASMR, like I get to be creative and I get to do all these fun videos. I really love that part of it. It's really just working on my own schedule, getting to be creative, figuring out what videos I want to do. Like, I love that so much. And as someone who was very creative, like as a kid too, with drawing and painting and dancing and sports, but more so, you know, the arts, I love that I get to channel that into my channel. And even as far as like the little things like decorating the backgrounds and getting ready for role plays, like I love that stuff so much. And I mean, like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I really feel like I was made for this. Like when I sit down and do a role play for you guys, like all of my Karen role plays, all my popular girl role plays, yeah, I'll make sure I have the props for it, but I never write out a script. I never do like pointers or anything. It's all just on the go. And that's why my funny, like, worst reviewed role plays or my Karen role plays, I think are that much funnier, because it's literally me just thinking of stuff on the spot. I never make a script or anything. And I don't know, I think that that can kind of be impressive. Depends how you look at it. But yeah, I definitely love being creative. It's really fun. It's just a super fun job. And like, it really is, to me, one of the best jobs in the world. And lastly, I also don't think this is a secret, but YouTube income is obviously way better than most other income, especially for how much you work. I mean, no job, unless I was like, I don't know, a crazy good lawyer, would be paying me the same amount for working like 5-6 hours a week, you know what I mean? I do make like really good money off of YouTube, and obviously you have to grow your channel and, you know, work at it, but like I said, the work is way easier, it's way lighter, and I make more money on YouTube now than I ever would working like a part-time job during university. And that's also something that is really, like, I'm really grateful for, because obviously I'm able to help out with my university working a part-time job, you know, so that's obviously really nice. That being said, you guys know I do my ASMR for charity, and I always spoil my family at Christmas. Like, I really love to give back to my family and give back to charity and stuff. And I mean, I feel like I give back to you guys with my videos. But yeah, I do try to give back, and I also save a lot of my money because, like I said, YouTube isn't forever, and it's really important to save and make sure you're not blowing your money, because you never want to blow all your money, especially on income that is not guaranteed. YouTube is not guaranteed income. So yeah, those are obviously not all of the pros, but I think like the main pros, and now we will get into the cons. Okay, so the first con is something that I've talked about more recently in my Girl Talk video, but it is that YouTube, specifically for me, but I think for a lot of other creators too, is very lonely. That's something that I'm really struggling with right now, is feeling lonely, because I'm not up at university, I'm at home, and I don't have any friends at home. All my friends are at university, which is 4 hours away. So during the day, unless I like go to the grocery store or something, I have no social interaction with anyone other than like my parents, and that can be really tough. And I mean, like right now I'm sitting in a dark room with a ring light, and I'm filming, talking to a camera, talking to myself. Like, replying to comments is one thing, but like actually hanging out with someone, or like being a waitress and talking to people in person and having your coworkers is completely different, right? It's having that in-person social experience and relationship versus one that's all online. So yeah, it can be really lonely, and obviously that can make you sad. Like I said, it is something that I'm struggling with right now, and like I'm trying to work through it, but I don't think that that's something that I ever really considered when I first started making YouTube, is that like doing YouTube is that compared to a normal job, you really don't have any social like experience or like time in the day. I mean, I guess if you work from home it's the same thing, but like yeah, I really just sit and talk to a camera all day, and I don't have anyone else. So yeah, I can definitely be very lonely. Now another huge con that I would say is also getting to me, not as much now, but it was like more so in the summer, is that I can't speak for every YouTuber, but your value is based on your numbers. Like, I am worth my numbers. It's such a toxic and such a bad mindset, and you really have to not feel that way, but it is so hard not to, because in the summer, for example, my views were going down, my money was going down, and Smokey Glow even talks about this too, but the way YouTube analytics behind the scenes is designed is, for the month, it'll say your channel's views are lower than usual, you are making less money than usual, your videos are attracting a smaller audience, try something new. Like it's very geared towards like, you're not doing enough, you're not good enough this month, you were better last month, you need to be better next month. And like even on the screen it'll have like red numbers instead of green numbers, and so it really just gets in your head. And that's something really tough too, is let's say I make a video I'm really proud of and it only gets like 40,000 views, and obviously that's gonna get to me. I'm gonna feel bad about it, like crap, I'm not good enough, people don't want me anymore, they don't like me anymore, I'm not working hard enough, my videos aren't cool enough, they're not trendy enough. And it's really hard also to not compare yourself to others, like other ASMR creators who have less subscribers and are getting way more views, or channels who like just started a couple months ago and have like way more subscribers and views than me. And that's hard too, because it's like, I've been working so hard for years, and there are some creators who really just can blow up overnight. And it's hard to not get down on yourself for that, you know? So I would say that that's a negative that also, like, I was struggling with more in the summer. And I mean, I still think about it like, oh crap, my video didn't do as good, or ugh, I'm not getting as many subscribers this month, or my money is low, or whatever. I always think of that stuff, you know. That's never a thought that leaves my head. That is always in the back of my head, and it is always on my screen, because YouTube would tell you you're not getting enough views, you are attracting a smaller audience, blah blah blah. They'll always say that. So I think that that's a hard concept to get over, is that you are what your worth is, your numbers, which obviously it's not. You are worth more than a number, you are worth more than a grade, you are worth more than the scale, whatever. But as a YouTuber, that's something you have to struggle with and learn to deal with even more. And I guess just leading into that is also like hate comments and stuff. Luckily, like I said, my seashell community is really, really nice. I still do get some hate comments here and there, and some hateful DMs. But it definitely could be a lot worse, I could say. And as you guys know, like, I did get bullied in high school for having my channel, and that was more specifically because it was ASMR. People made fun of it because ASMR has that stigma around it. Even though it's literally just helps people. But anyways, I did get bullied, so that was obviously a con, but it's the pros outweigh the cons, obviously. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing YouTube. But that was just something that was also tough. But I've talked about that a lot before on my channel and in Q&As. So yeah, just like hate comments and potential bullying and stuff like that is tough. You can also get the occasional stalker. I haven't had a stalker in person, knock on wood, but I have had like online stalkers who won't leave me alone. Okay, and now the last one is very specific to ASMR, and that is noise and finding a good time to film. Right now someone is outside mowing their lawn and doing work. I'm outside, and obviously that's loud, so that's frustrating. But I mean, I also don't have time to film at any other point this week because I have like 10 assignments due for university. So that can be tough for ASMR, is finding a quiet space to film a video, because obviously you want quiet in your videos to make them more relaxing. And actually, first year in university, I don't even know how I lived, but I lived in a dorm and there was like 25 people on my floor. I was in a huge building, so it was always loud, and I would have my university classes all day. I'm a full-time student, so I would have my classes all day, and then I would do homework, and then at night I would film my videos for you guys at like 3 a.m. I don't know when I slept, honestly, but I would always have to sleep after everyone, well, not everyone, but you know, like the majority of people in the building went to sleep so that it was quiet. So I would be sometimes filming at 2 a.m., sometimes at 4 a.m. And if I got all ready to film and people were still up at 3 a.m., I would just have to wait and sit and wait for an hour doing work or whatever until they went to bed and I can film. So that's just a con that's more specific to ASMR, is finding a quiet time to film if you can. Obviously right now with the lawnmower, I can't. It's like, if there was a full-blown construction and it was crazy loud, then I would not film and just try and do it at another point this week. But the lawnmower, I don't think, is the end of the world. And like I said, your girl has a crap ton of assignments due this week, and school does have to come first. I do need to pass my degree and get my degree, so I have to work my schedules. That's another thing that a lot of people ask me about, is like, how do you manage your time? Like, you're so busy and stuff. But I just think that you just have to work on time management, and if you really want to do something, I think you'll schedule the time for it. But yeah, that's about all I can think of right now. That's kind of all I wrote down in my little notebook. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I wasn't trying to be a buzzkill at all, but I just thought of this video the other day and was like, oh, that could be kind of interesting to film, because obviously some of the positives you really think of when starting a channel, you're like, oh, I want that, I want to be a YouTuber, and then there are new positives that come along with it, but there are also a lot of cons. Well, not a lot, but there are also cons